So, y'all already know what I'm about to talk about. I had talked about this numerous times on my channel, but I'm gonna keep talking about it every time it pops up or something gets to trending. Because,
ladies and gentlemen, this is officially my last day at work. I gave everything I had.
This whole thing with Shannon Sharpe talking to a 19-year-old white girl, it's definitely distasteful, tacky, however you put it, it's wrong. But I think, or I feel like us as a community and us as consumers and intakers of social media and the news, I feel like we tend to like focus on one thing and make it this big thing, not realizing like the depth and the layers to it. Like, so I say that to say Shannon Sharpe is not the only person that does this within the industry. These people like Shannon Sharpe and Diddy, even some of Diddy's people who is getting exposed, even Jay-Z who had that lawsuit with the 13-year-old. This is just the surface of what's going on. And I'm going to keep on saying it. These people are continuously, and this is all allegedly because I'm not trying to get sued. No, I'm not trying to have no legal type of shits, but I got to speak on it because I'm passionate about it. This is where my morals is at, and I have to, like... But, so, allegedly, these people, a lot of these people, including Diddy, his friends, the people that go to his parties, including Shannon Sharpe, probably some other basketball players or football players, whatever fucking sport he played, a lot of these athletes, and then once again, a lot of these politicians, doctors, teachers, all of them are continuing to sex traffic and have sexual relations with kids as... Oh, sorry, y'all. With kids as young as 9, maybe even younger than that. And then it even goes down to them, as we all know, eating babies and newborns and all of that stuff and taking their blood and stem cells and so that they can continue to look young Oprah. So, yeah. I just feel like there's always these topics, or there's always these certain people who end up having lawsuits and all that stuff and end up getting exposed and all that. And then it's just like, like all y'all do on social media is fucking talk. And then once again, these things just continue to get like swept under the rug and forgotten about unless this person pops up again. And then it's like, oh, we didn't forget what you did. But low-key, you do forget what these people did, because as I always say, we hear about these things and then we continue to go on with our lives. Y'all hear about these things that they're doing with kids and then you continue not to protect your own. You hear about these things that they're doing with kids and then you continue to neglect your own and not teach your own. Kids are, in my opinion, severely unprotected, and I feel like it has been like that for a very, very long time, even before a lot of us was even born. Kids are unprotected. So as much as we can sit here and say this about Shannon Sharpe and say this about Diddy and are you looking out for your own people? Are you correcting your own friends who might be doing things like that? Are we correcting women in the sense, you know, Jalen Green is out here in the NBA playoffs, but no one talks about how Drea was, whatever age she is, having a kid by this person, including even like Anthony Edwards' baby mama. These are old ass women, damn near in their 40s. Same thing with Drake, having sexual relations and babies with 20-year-olds. And you already know, in my opinion, 20-year-olds, you're just starting your life. Like, yeah, you're 20, you're an adult, but you're still just starting your life. You're figuring out so many things and you're just putting yourself out into the world and still figuring out who you are. Compare that to a 40-year-old, and I understand a lot of 40-year-olds maybe have bird brains and don't think and still want to be in their 20s, but you're not, honey, and you had to grow up. So we cannot sit here and alienate one person or talk about one person just because maybe y'all thought this person was good. Maybe y'all didn't think this person was going to do that. Maybe. But at the end of the day, it's everybody, and we have to hold the whole industry, like everybody, accountable. We even have to hold ourselves accountable. We have to make sure that we are involved in our children's lives. We have to make sure that we are telling our kids that they are important, and make sure that we are like teaching them to speak up for themselves, teaching them right from wrong, teaching them like their no areas. Like for real, we had to tell them like, hey, you're beautiful and you're deserving of everything. And because there's so many times that kids really do just get taken advantage of. And then, you know, people just be like, always want to make it into a race thing. Oh, he was black with a white girl, the white girl set him up, da-da-da. Oh, Diddy and Meek Mill having sex, these are dudes having sex, da-da-da. We always want to make it into like the surface level things. But we had to continue to like reach deeper and start thinking deeper and thinking into these layers of things. It's not so much as to why do these people want to do that. It's why do we allow these people to have the power that they have? Why do we continue to give into these celebrities to continue to make them think in their heads that they're up here, when in actual reality you're just like everybody fucking else? Why do we as consumers in society continue to consume the things that make them feel like they're God? At the end of the day, it's not just their faults. It's also ours as well. Sometimes us as the consumers and stuff, just like everybody was trying to do with Amazon and Walmart and the DEI, us as consumers, we have to step back and realize, what are we actually giving into and giving our attention to? You cannot continue to sit here and bash like Shannon Sharpe and Diddy and all that stuff and not bash Beyonce, not bash Jay-Z. You cannot do that and then you're turning around and going to a Beyonce concert. You cannot do that. Like, this is not how that works, because at the end of the day, you're continuing to play into their God and power level, and you're also continuing to give your energy to these people, because I don't know if y'all think they're above you, but they definitely think they're above you. So it's like, as consumers and as what we react to in the news and stuff like that, we have to take a step back. And me personally, I always try to take a step back and try to learn how I could do better for my own self and do better for people around me. Like whoever is ever in my aura, like I just try to figure out, how can I continue to uplift people? How can I continue to be kind to people? How can I continue to just be a good person? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we hear these things, but let's just continue to get better. I'm not going to continue talking about Diddy and Shannon. I'm not going to continue just pointing out that they were doing these things. No, I'm going to continue saying this is bigger than Diddy. This is bigger than Shannon. This is honestly into a lot of hands of white people. White people and Christopher Columbus, who was coming to this land, stealing land and calling people savages and killing them off. Like, literally, that's how deep this shit goes. These people think that they're in power. They end up doing things trying to teach other people and then having us take the downfall for it. And that's not to say, once again, at the end of the day, these people did what they did. Everybody, you know, you're yourself, you're an individual, you're going to do what you want to do, and you cannot blame nobody else for it. But at the same time, we have to continue to go back and peel these layers back and see where shit is originally starting, so that we can continue to like uproot and take these like things out. Or at least that's my opinion. Because when we continue just talking about Diddy and just being like, oh, that's crazy, and kind of taking it not seriously, that's like also neglecting those kids that are being trafficked, those kids that are in these tunnels, those kids that are missing, these kids that, it's not even just the rappers, it's not even just the music industry, it's also CEOs of these big corporations as well. Like, I'm just so passionate about this because it's so much deeper than we know, and not everybody's taking the time out to like research it. And I understand it's not like I can't control people, but I just want people to know, like, it's bigger. It's not about, like, you even have to think about, sex is one of the most powerful things you could ever do in your life. I don't care what nobody says. Sex is not just you putting your dick in a vagina and you it feel good, No, you're continuously exchanging energy when you have sex, down to a DNA cellular level. Even if you're not having a baby with a person, you're still continuing to exchange energy down to a cellular level, because that's what sex is, and that's what sex is low-key for, because it is to make babies. You know what I'm saying? It is to reproduce. So sex is such a high energy thing, and such a rush and stuff like that, such an adrenaline thing as well, and something that's honestly so, you know, natural, instinctual within us, that like These people are also doing that stuff for rituals. These people are doing these things for sacrifices so that they continue to like harvest energy and all that stuff. Like, this shit goes so deep to an energy level that a lot of us are not seeing, taking the time out to see and understand. We just see what is on the news and what gets exposed, but then we don't really ask no questions. Like, it's not so much why was he with a 19-year-old girl. You know why he was with a 19-year-old girl. We know why. Because, like, this shit is not just a Shannon Sharpe. There's people out here in our regular day lives doing the same shit. If a dude or a girl gotta be with somebody younger than them, they can't get nobody like their same age or whatever, because they're fucking stupid. Like, we know why he was with a 19-year-old girl, whether that's power, money, ego. We know all of that stuff. But we have to, like I said, just kind of like take our own power back. Because it ain't even gonna stop at Shannon Sharpe. It's gonna continue with other people getting exposed, other people, and it's not even exposed. It's just the truth is coming to light. Like, it's gonna continue with more and more people, more and more powerful people in our eyes. And then guess what? Who knows if it will even go back to the politicians? Because I even remember Hillary Clinton literally got exposed for her emails or something where they was talking about pizza. If you know, they was talking about pizza. And even then, I just remember, like, nobody really said nothing about it. When people want to bring that stuff up, it's, oh, y'all are crazy. Oh, that's not true. Oh, why would anybody want to do that? Why would anybody want to do fucking anything in life? But for us to see these things and, like I said, continue not to protect our own kids and our own selves and stuff like that, even having kids exposed to social media, is being able to see things like this, like, it's kind of hypocritical, I guess. I don't know. I just want us to do better for the sake of our kids. There's a lot of bad people in the world, I guess, but there's also a lot of good people. And a lot of times it really is just the power and the energy and stuff that allows for these people to do these things, you know. The government, they do so much MK Ultra, they do so much mind control, they do so much programming, that they literally have the whole America, well, most of America, a lot of people are, you know, starting to remember who they are. But most of America has been under a trance, literally, like under a movie, under a spell. How do you think these people are that powerful to even do that and have the programming and the spells and stuff like that? Because it ain't from their DNA. White people are not that fucking powerful. They had to do it some other way. Hence raping, hence killing, stealing, having to do these kind of devilish things, because energy is energy at the end of the day. Like, you know, low energy can sometimes be just as powerful as high energy, and as always, love and high energy will always knock out any other type of energy, but energy is energy. So it's like, at the end of the day, they kind of have to do those things so that they can continue to program us and all that stuff. You think that these people that will literally put chemicals and stuff in our food, literally will kill black people and not give a fuck, leave us dead in the street for the rest of the black community to see? Like, you really think these people who was feeding us to their animals and alligators and all that stuff, cutting off our genitalia, hanging us, eating us, putting us in furniture, you really think these people would not do some shit to the kids? You really think these people would not do these things that are Illuminati-ish and all up in the news and stuff? Yes. And it sucks that it did get passed down to other people within these industries that are black, even maybe Spanish and all that stuff. You know, it just sucks that, like, that's what they do, or like that's what they started. But these people have these, like, this power and everything for a reason. Celebrities are celebrities for a reason. They're famous for a reason. They're rich for a reason. Like, that's not to say, you know, money is energy too. So however you flip that script, you could get money from being down here, you can get money from being up here. Money is energy too. So that's just to say, like, all of these people are doing something, and it's honestly just up to us to make a change. It's up to us to take our energy back, and it's up to us to be like, that's actually not okay, and once again, I don't have all the answers. I don't know how we can really severely uproot it or whatever. I just know that I have a voice. I know that I have a brain. And I'm just here to voice that. And I'm just here to voice what I know and just bring awareness to it, because y'all, it goes lower than 19. It goes lower. Lower. And me personally, I always just think of like my own cousins or my own friends who have kids, like, or even just seeing kids in my gym and all that stuff. And I just think like, oh my gosh, like, universe, please protect all these babies, because like the world really is kind of harsh out here, or it can be, you know, like, just protect these babies. And I just hope that, like, I don't know, of course one day I just hope that this shit stops, because it's not okay. And it's up to us to be like, it's not okay. You're not going to continue to take advantage of me. You're not going to continue to take advantage of black people, you know, like, we all have voices, we all can speak up. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't have all the answers, but maybe somebody listening and stuff, we could just continue to talk about it and continue to come together to just continue feeling and figuring things out, honestly. So I just had to come on my channel and say it once again, that these people are doing rituals, and these people are rearing and babies up to people all the way up. And so I don't know, they do a lot of sacrifices, they do a lot of rituals, they do a lot of, you know, the stuff that we see in these movies and all that stuff. We watch it for entertainment, but that shit is fucking real. And what we don't even realize is that we're getting more and more desensitized and desensitized and desensitized, that even by the time it comes out about the government, we might, people, like I said, people might not even believe that shit. But the shit is real. You could read about it on your own. I highly always suggest to, but always read like to your own comfortability. Like me personally, I'll say it again, it got to a point where it was starting to get way too dark for me, so I had to stop. I had to cut it, stop. I was getting a little depressed. I was feeling really like just down. So, you know, maybe just read a little bit, or just read whatever you're comfortable with. And if it gets to a point where you like, oh shit, you know, stop. Like, but we do have to face these things, and we do have to face that truth, because this shit is not a game. This shit is not like, oh, they're just talking to this younger person. No, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, y'all. Hopefully it just makes sense. So yeah. I love you guys. Please continue to be your best self and be happy and do things that make you happy, and follow your own passions and joys and everything like that. Please continue to protect yourself, learn, read books, you know, figure out how we can continue to, like, and I know it's not everybody's job or nothing like that, but I just want everybody to be their best selves, like their best, highest, joyful selves, so that we can continue putting that out into the world, and just have more and more of that, like, cycling around, you know. No more giving our power to these fucking people that do not even deserve it nor do good with it. So yes, I love you guys. Bye.